Hello there people, so I've had a very productive day today in the garden, and what I've done is set a new little vegetable patch. So if you saw the last video, you may remember the failed melon project. Hey ho, that's how it goes. If you want to see a bit about melons and the success in previous years, I've got a playlist on that, so have a look if that floats your boat. But yeah, so quite excited about what's going on here. So you can see the squash plants in the end, there's two of them there. Partly the reason why I set them was because I knew that the melons were not a guaranteed success, although nothing is a guaranteed success in gardening, honestly speaking, but squashes are generally more successful than melons if grown in the UK. So there we go. So you can see a nice little patty pan forming on there, but here we go. So this is the vegetable patch down here, and it's a little raised bed that as you can see is behind the polytunnel here, so quite happy about how it's come out. So what I've got is I've got some, it's either Swiss chard or spinach. I think it's Swiss chard actually. I got the seeds from the Real Seed Company. Ford Hook Giant Chard is the variety if I remember correctly. Now here I've got some rocket that I've put in, and here just some Beetroot, their variety Boltardy. So what I quite often do is have some standby plugs all ready to go in. I'll show you those in a moment. I have standby plugs just in case little projects don't go according to plan, and I've got a little bit to put in, you know, should there be a failure, so to speak, and also, you know, for continually sowing throughout the year for a more steady supply of, you know, food, which is what you know, ultimately this is all about. So there we go. So quite happy. I put some water in there before I set the plants. I'm going to give it a good water tonight, and yeah, so be ready to eat for these probably within a month, or probably in a month or so, maybe 6 weeks. So just going to leave that to do its own thing, and that's how that goes. So this is my example of when I have my little plugs already. So this is Beetroot Boltardy. I grow them in these little containers like this, so I can just transfer them should I wish. And there's some more of that chard as well. So I'll be doing the same, you know, probably putting them out sometime soon when I, you know, a little bit of space becomes apparent. Okay, so down here I've been doing a little bit of harvesting from the vegetable patch, and I'll show you what I've got. So I've got some Swiss, what am I talking about? I've got some kale there, got some Swiss chard and spinach here, some beetroot tops there and the beetroot there, and some broad beans. There's plenty more to come, you know, from this vegetable patch. The taberries, as you can see, are still going very strong indeed. What do we got here? The runner beans, you know, they're going to be coming at a later date. The kale under here, man, this really is, you know, this is doing really well. Look at that. I mean, doesn't that just look lovely under there? So we've got plenty of that to come, and I don't know if many of you, I think some people commented on this as well, there's not been that many cabbage white butterflies, at least not around here this year. I really shouldn't say that. Maybe they're waiting for later in the year when we think that you know, we're safe and we take all the nets off and they'll jump in, who knows. But there we go. So what have we got here? Oh yeah, look, a bit more Swiss chard all going on here. You know, going to be having a good cook up, boiled and steamed and things like that. I like to I should steam food more often, to be honest, but I don't. I quite often just boil it straight away, you know, and away we go for easiness, and there we go. But yeah, so the potatoes, it's really not going to be that long now until they start producing. There's probably little potatoes in there now. So yeah, and I cannot get over these patty pan squashes. They're such a novelty item, aren't they? Amazing. Honestly speaking, I'm very tempted to pick some of these runner beans. I want to let them get a little bit big. I mean, they are nice when they're small and tender like that, but should let them get a little bit bigger really. But they're going to be fantastic. I just keep thinking about them, you know, all cooked up with gravy and vinegar. Oh, but no, I think I'm going to leave. Okay, so there you go. There's a new vegetable, well, not new, but there's the reset vegetable patch which has come out of the melon failure. These things happen, so productivity will ensure. Speak soon.